Crimson Tide moving through the bye week. We made it to Wednesday, hump day, on the hottest show on the streets. Number one forum, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you all checking us out on the show. We're bringing you the show from the magic city of Birmingham, streaming this to you on YouTube. Speaking of the channel, people, you know what time it is. Go ahead right now. Without further ado, don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button. Smash subscribe right now. Get every friend, every family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of Tide football to hit that subscribe button. Also, run those likes up. Give a thumbs up on the show. Hit that like button. Let's get this show right now. 50 likes right now. Give that thumbs up right there on the page. Appreciate the support coming from all of you, making this your show, your network platform, channel, and space to talk Bama. As you guys know, we have a daily super chat goal of $75. That's the daily goal right there, $75. All donations welcome. All donations appreciated. We thank all of you, the Bama fans, for making this show what it is and what it has become. Be sure to also hit that notification bell so you miss nothing when it comes to Bama football as well. We got you covered here on Facebook and Twitter as well, streaming to you this show. We got a good one tonight. We got a fantastic one tonight, and we want to hear from you, the outstanding fans of Tide football. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358, the number to call in to let your voice be heard. Don't let tonight go by without allowing your opinion to be made known right here. 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. The number right there. Guys, shout out my man Jimmy Clay, Cash Money. Jimmy Clay with that $75 donation, dropping the love in the bucket right there. Oh, hey, Dancing Steven's back. There he is. Khaki pants and all on the desk, getting down. So happy to have Dancing Steven back as Jimmy Clay getting that daily super chat goal for us of $75. But now we jump to topic number one here of the conversation, that being, Alabama on the bye week, coming off the win over Mississippi State, getting back in the victory column, winning 30-6 on homecoming at Bryant-Denny. But now in the bye week, resting up, getting some things in order, getting some things set. And, for Coach Saban here, as much as he is about recovery and getting guys healthy and having guys being able to relax, he's more so about improvement. Using this bye week, okay, how can we improve? How can Alabama football get better? From an offensive standpoint, defensive standpoint, special teams aspect, how can this program, how can this team be better? Especially when you talk about what comes down the stretch after the bye week. You talk about LSU, you talk Auburn, you talk Ole Miss. So how can we improve in terms of self-scouting, where players are concerned, coaches are concerned, making sure that we're set to go for the second run, the second half here of this season? And for me, I think there are three major aspects Alabama's got to look at here, and they're coming up on screen. Number one, you got to get Bryce Young healthy. That's number one. The national championship dream starts with Bryce Young. He had the sprained AC joint to his throwing shoulder that happened against Arkansas. He did not play against Texas A&M, but he started back-to-back games against Tennessee and Mississippi State. Young in those games, probably 80 to 85% good. He needs to be back 100% all tip, full go, and getting him healthy is a big deal, because healthy Bryce Young means Young on the attack, means this offense has a chance to get back flowing. Healthy Bryce Young is what Alabama needs here moving forward. So that's number one. That's number one on Saban's priority list. Jeff Allen, our team doctors, hey, get 9. Get the reigning Heisman Trophy winner back healthy where that throwing shoulder is concerned. So that's number one. Number two, would have to be, locating the players that want to play from the ones that don't. This is the week here, bye week. You weed out the ones that are not producing from the ones that are. And here is the opportunity for, if you're seeing some of these young guys, they're ready, they're chomping at the bit, they're showing you that they can get out there and have success and dominate and ball out. Time to look at more of these young players, or time to look at more of these guys that have experience in terms of being in the system, but not necessarily experience on the field just yet. So, this is a week where, in doing that self-scouting, those player evaluations, here's a moment where you can sit down and you can really see, okay, this guy, we've been playing him, 8 games, but he's not producing the way we want him to. Let's look at a different guy for that spot. Or here's a guy right here that probably has been producing the way we want him to, but he hasn't been getting enough reps. Let's increase this guy's reps so we can maybe get even more production out of this player right here. So here's the week where, if you're Alabama, an opportunity to, in that self-scouting, in that player evaluation, weed out the guys that are not producing versus the ones that are, and versus the ones that want to but do not have enough reps to, and you increase the reps there of those guys. So it's time to, for these coaches to evaluate a lot of these players this week over the bye week. And last but not least, I feel like this is a week where you got to establish the run game and the wide receivers going forward. So we've seen it this year. Bill O'Brien has been very iffy when it comes to the run game. He doesn't like to trust it. I don't know why. Especially when it's been working, he doesn't like to trust it. I don't know what the big deal is. We've been seeing it all season where Alabama would throw the ball on first down. It probably, let's say it's an incompletion, so it's 2nd and 10. And then you run the ball on 2nd down, you're getting 3 to 4 yards, and then you're down to 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7, and you're throwing the ball again. You're going away from the run game, especially when that area of the attack is working. So for Alabama this week, got to have that run game established and come alive more. And the wide receivers got to come alive more. I mean, you look at Tyler Harrell, he got on the field, last week against Mississippi State in his debut, did catch a pass for 12 yards. Coach Saban mentioned on Tuesday at the Monday morning quarterback that he was at right there. Well, he did mention that, where Tyler Harrell is concerned, he's improving, he's progressing, he's getting more and more comfortable within the offense, more and more confident within the offense, and they want to create roles for him where, part of creating those roles is getting him more on the field. So hopefully we can see Harrell more out there. But this is also where you look at the Ja'Cory Brookses, the JoJo Earls, having them out there more, having the Shaz Prestons, the Kobe Prentices, the Isaiah Bonds out there more. Receivers got to be able to come alive. This run game has to be established more and become more of a focal point of this team. So if I'm Alabama, those be the 3 things I'm looking at over the bye week. Getting Bryce Young healthy, weeding out who really wants to play from the guys who are just simply not producing. That's number 2. But number 3, got to have this run game and this group here at wide receiver come alive, because you're going to need that moving forward down the stretch of the regular season and into the postseason. But we take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting you started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines. We grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. Light us up. We get to you, the Bama Nation, right after this.
You're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith, brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Get your 4-finger bling necklace today by visiting weownthefourthquarter.com. Throw them foes up.
This is Matt Caddell, former Alabama wide receiver, and you're listening to In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith with Touchdown Alabama Magazine. And I got 2 words to say, baby. Roll Tide.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama team paper. which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break on a Wednesday, hump day. Hottest show on the streets, talking Bama. Football news, in my own words, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, Touchdown Alabama magazine, that the Crimson Tide on a bye week. Us here at TDA, team no sleep around here. Still giving you the utmost coverage on your Bama football. As always, continue to hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Run those likes up. Get in this show right now. 50 likes on the show right now. Appreciate all of you for the support. Dropping that thumbs up for us. Making us your platform, your channel, your space to talk Bama. All donations welcome. All donations appreciated. Speaking of donations, John, how about Mark Bars with that $20 donation? The Super Chats appreciate Mark Bars showing love there. Danson Stephen loves that as well. My man Bill, Big Bill from New York, with that $5 donation in the Super Chats as well. Appreciate Bill for all he does helping out the show. But right now, you go to the phone lines to take your calls. The calls have been brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven, it's Michael from Columbia, South Carolina. How you doing?
Doing great, Michael, and yourself?
I'm good. First things I want to say, I'm sorry. I was supposed to be on. I was going to come on live Monday, but I had something to do, so I just want to apologize for not being on Monday because I normally come on Mondays. But how are you doing, Steven?
I can't complain, Michael. I can't complain at all. I mean, it's the bye week, so it's a chance for us to check out some other games over the weekend. Chance for Bama to recuperate, recover, get healthy, and make this push toward the second half of the season, starting with LSU next week.
And I want to say, Stephen, the game against Mississippi State, I felt like that game was not just a wake-up call, but it was an identity call. When you look at this game, Stephen, like Eli Ricks, what he did, starting him at cornerback, like when I saw what he was doing in that game, I said to myself, well, wow, I mean, they should have been the guy that should have been starting, since the beginning of the season. And I know he got banged up and all, but, you talk about Kool-Aid McKinstry and Terron Arm, these guys got talent, but when Eli Ricks came on the field, was something different about him that really caught my eye. And then not just him, but the wide receiver, Stephen. I've said it before. We need to have the wide receivers step up, and they stepped up. I mean, Trayshawn Holden, Jacoby Brooks, Jermaine Burton, Isaiah Bond. I mean, if I think this is right, but wasn't Isaiah Bond the impact player at the beginning of the game in Mississippi State, Stephen?
Well, at the beginning of the game against State, it wasn't Isaiah Bond that was the impact player, though he had a couple of catches there. I know JoJo Earl had the touchdown. I know because Bryce was directing traffic for that. I know Trayshawn Holden had a touchdown. Jacory Brooks had some really nice catches, and a lot of his stuff came when Bryce was going off script.
Yeah. And what about Tyler Harrell, Stephen? I mean, I know he only came in for that one play, but he also caught a first down. Like, and after that, when he caught, I was like, wait a minute, is that Tyler Harrell, the guy waiting for so long? I mean, we've all been waiting for so long to see when he was gonna finally get in there, and he caught the pass for a first down. Is that right, Stephen?
He caught a pass from Jalen Milroe for a first down, yes.
And so that's why I'm saying, it was really good to see those wide receivers step up, and we need to do that against LSU. Now, people will go and say, they expect Alabama to blow LSU out. But, yeah, when you look at the LSU-Alabama games, they've always been very, very close, very, interesting game. LSU seems to find their quarterback in Jaden Daniels. And they got a really good receivers, with Brian Thomas Jr. and Keyshawn Bode and Malik Neighbors. I mean, they have a really good, wide receivers and a really good quarterback. So we have to play really well on defense. And this is where, Stephen, we have to get Jaheim Oatis back. We got to get Eboigbe back. We got to get DJ Dell back, because as good as the defense was in Mississippi State, we had to put in a lot of different guys. We had to put in more of Burrows, more of probably Monkel Godwin, a good one. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing his name, but a lot of Damon Payne and those guys. How do you put it? We need to get Dale, Eboigbe, and Jaheim Oatis back.
Well, Alabama's going to definitely need to have Jaheim Oatis and DJ Dale back. Unfortunately for Justin Eboigbe, Coach Saban talked about today that he will not be back for the remainder of this season. He had a procedure where his neck is concerned. Eboigbe, the senior from Georgia, has been dealing with a little bit of a neck issue, has missed some games. So he had the procedure done. He could come back for his fifth season, which will be the 2023 campaign, should he choose to, but he'll be out for the remainder of this season. But appreciate Michael there from South Carolina with that call. We're going to take this call, hear you live on the show. What's happening, how we feeling, state your name, and where you calling from.
Hi, Stephen. Bill from New York. How you doing tonight, man?
Doing great, Bill. Fantastic. Brother, how are you?
We're good. I want to talk about like the Texas A&M situation, then the upcoming game. I don't know how much you covered this on shows I might have missed, but this thing about these guys at A&M smoking weed before a game, that's just insane. And I got to tell you, I'm not trying to talk like a cop, but these guys smoke, 3 guys at least, but let's say it's 3 guys smoking weed in a locker room before a game. Listen, it's hard for me to believe that the 3 of these guys with 5-star recruits with, who knows how much money in their pocket, like got together and split. Come on, let me put in $2 each for a joint. I don't think that's likely. I think these guys might be into bigger stuff. I'm not making any accusations, not making any allegations, but it stands to reason. Are they crazy? Are you crazy? You can't do that. We didn't do that in high school when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, and it scares me because Alabama has recruits like that in terms of being 5-star and so on and so forth. If I was Coach Saban, I would bring in a guy to speak to him that you're too young, maybe you never heard of him. You ever hear of Doc Ellis, Stephen? You know who that is?
Do not know him, but we'll look him up now.
Okay, he was a pitcher on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Really cool guy, big afro. This guy was like ahead of his time. And he was like a little wild, and he pitched a game tripping on LSD one time. And he threw like either a no-hitter or a perfect game. LSD is the kind of a drug that makes you hallucinate and everything. He said that the glove looked like it was 5 feet wide, and he could hit any spot on it. Stephen, nobody could touch him that night. So he thought he found the secret, And what he did, he pitched the next time out, and he couldn't get out of the first inning. They were hitting home runs all over the fence. But now this guy's a wonderful, beautiful guy who speaks to athletes and talks to them, don't do drugs, this and that. And I don't know. I'm trying not to go on too much of a tangent, but I think it would be good to bring in a guy like that to avoid things like what's happening at A&M. And I talked about this before with the NIL. They got to work something out. These guys have so much money. A lot of them, most of them, come from poverty-stricken homes, and I feel for them. But, they're not doing themselves any good with this. Now I want to talk about the upcoming game a little bit. I'm going to quote Naomi, one of my favorite people on this board. I'm going to say what she said. We're going to dog walk LSU. I never heard that expression before. That is so cool. We're going to dog walk them. We're going to pound them into the floor. They're going to scream for submission. You know what we're going to do? We are going to really hurt these people. You know what I mean? Not ready to give a score yet, but I think it's going to be like as outrageous as my 58-3, and it might even be 58-3. I might even try that again, but I'm going to wait. Anyway, you do such a great job, and thanks for giving Alabama fans an outlet. And people discuss things with each other, get each other's opinions. Thanks very much, Stephen. You're the best.
Appreciate Bill from New York calling into the show right there, and I did hear what's going on at Texas A&M, and Jimbo Fisher's in a pickle. Jimbo's in a major pickle because he knows not only the pressure's on him, but for this number one recruiting class that he brought in 2022 to deliver, and they have not. They have not delivered. And when you don't deliver immediately, especially in a state like Texas, when you've got oil tycoons and power brokers and people walking around with big money and they just shake your hand and $1 million fall in your hand, I wish that would happen to me though. $1 million fall in your hand and you don't deliver, that's a very dangerous spot to be in. And Jimbo Fisher was messing with a very dangerous spot. But we take this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Guess who's back again. Kyle is back.
Kyle from Foley!
I am back, and I have heard enough. It has been almost over a year since I've been back on this show. This person just talked about dog walking. And you know what? We need to dog walk Bill O'Brien and Pete Golden right now out of Tuscaloosa before they ruin this season. They gave up 49 points to Tennessee. 49 points. Can you believe it, Mr. Smith? 49 points. There was no adjustment.
I can't believe it, Kyle. I mean, Kyle, I'm still hurt.
I'm still hurt, too. Pete Golden only wins off talent. There's no scheming. There's no adjustment. Pete Golden needs to be going down to Geneva County and coaching, not at the high school level, not at the junior high level, but at the peewee level, Mr. Smith. Pete Golden is a disaster. He is a disaster. And Bill O'Brien's got the best quarterback to ever dress up in an Alabama uniform, and he's just going to screw it up. He is a disaster. He needs to take his ass to Bryce Hospital. That's where he needs to be for the next 6 to 7 years. Not days, not months, but years, people. These coaches at Alabama are a disaster. Nick Saban's having to stay up night and day just to get this right. And if we somehow win this championship this season, it's all because of Nick Saban. No glory to these coordinators. They are awful. They do not even deserve to be coaching Alabama. So, Mr. Smith, it's been I haven't spoke to you in a while. The season last year ending to Georgia really hurt me, but I'm going to call back in this show a lot more, especially next week with LSU on the horizon. I'll be at that game down in Baton Rouge, but if there's anything that's going to mess up this season, these coaches, woo, they don't deserve the time of day. Take care, Mr. Smith.
Got Kyle from Foley back, one of our favorites. Kyle has returned to the show, and man, I'm pumped up now. Kyle done came back. We're going to take this call right here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's going on, Steve? Elijah from Jersey. How you feeling in that?
Doing outstanding, brother. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm good. I just had a little quick question to ask you because you might got a little bit more information on it than me. When is the last time Alabama has been this deep into the season and still haven't found their real true starters. Like, people are still in competition for certain positions.
The last time, let me see, the last time, and people were still battling for position, I want to say that would have to be 2015, maybe 2015. And the only reason why I say that is 2015 because Nick Saban was still trying to figure out, is it Jacob Coker or is it Cooper Bateman? And that was the year where they put Bateman against Ole Miss first. He struggled, then went to Coker. Coker had an awesome, valiant comeback, but Bama lost to Ole Miss. So I would say 2015.
Okay. See, my thing is this, like, we shouldn't be this deep into the season and not know who our horses are, who our go-to guys are. It's too late now. I mean, that's what spring ball is to me. You know, who's the guys you're going to coach up? Who's the guys you're going to redshirt? You know, who deserves the valuable playing time, etc. In the extra coaching. It's, to me, like, this season just feels weird, Steve. It just feels real weird that, you know, on many standpoints, we haven't established a true identity on offense. And a large part of that does go to Bill O'Brien. You know, we haven't established ourselves on defense, which everybody, including myself, we was all pumped up about this. You know what I mean? We was all pumped up about this defense. How many times did people say this could be Alabama's best defense under Coach Nick Saban? You know, I just look at it and say, how are we still in this position? Like, it just seems strange to me that when you got a guy, I forget his first name, but he's the offensive guard. He's Booker. He plays nasty. He plays violent. He finishes off his blocks. But it seems like this guy, he might get rotated in, pulled back out. You don't see him for about 2 quarters. Then they throw him in a little bit here. They throw him in a little bit there. If they would give this young man the playing time, the consistent playing time, Steve, so, you know, he could weather the storm. Any mistakes he makes, you know, he could learn from them. I think this guy could be the starting guard. You know, Dalcourt, he's not the starting center, Steve. Seth McLaughlin is miles ahead of this dude. And, you know, I hear a lot of people, they want to say, well, this person could be hurt or this person could be this. I personally seen, what's the kid's name? Not Lawson, but Moody. I seen Moody on special teams. Now, I understand he had the kidney issue, but Steve, I seen the dude on the punt. He is our best linebacker. How in the world ain't this dude on the field starting at either the mic or the wheel, something? I'm not going for he's still hurt because I've seen him on special teams in the Texas A&M game. Like, what's going on over there with these coaches and the evaluation of these players? Like, are we starting to really tank? Because people want to blame Bill O'Brien. People want to blame Pete Goldie. Fine, they got their flaws. But ever since Freddie Roach has been at Alabama, he might be good at recruiting, but his defensive line sucks. I haven't seen anything come from his defensive line ever since he has been there, really. Like, am I tripping? Am I wrong on my evaluation of this, Steve? Like, let me know if I'm bugging, because the last 3-4 years, you've been able to run on Alabama's defense. That front four, front three, whatever you want to call it, hasn't really done much ever since Quentin Williams left it. Let me know if I'm tripping, Steve. Like, do you see the same thing, or am I in outer space somewhere?
Okay, so Elijah, you're not in outer space, because I've mentioned this before. I've said this before myself. since Quentin Williams, there seems to have been a loss in the baton of I'm a dog. I know I'm a dog. I know I'm a beast of a player. Let me identify who's the next beast coming up behind me, teach him, train him, show him, and hand that baton to him. It's always kind of been like that. But ever since Quentin Williams left, I don't think that next big-time player was truly identified and that baton was passed. Somewhere it got lost. Now, Christian Barmore was good, exceeded expectations. He was good. But Darian Mathis, I will give him his credit. He was good. But I look at, aside from those two, where was the baton? Where was the recognition of this guy's the next great one? Because I remember when Jonathan Allen was preparing for the draft, and everybody came up to J.A. and was like, hey, big man, bruh, hey, bruh, where the next freak is? Who the next freak? And they were all saying, is it going to be Raekwon Davis? It's got to be Raekwon Davis, right? It's got to be Raekwon. He's 6'7", 300-plus pounds. It's got to be Raekwon. And Jonathan Allen said, no, 92, Quentin Williams, that's the freak. Allen identified him, pointed him out, handed him the baton. I haven't seen that since Jonathan Allen. So that's why I think it is. Like, the guys that are there are not necessarily teaching and showing the guys coming up. The baton is not being passed correctly. That's how I feel. That's how I see it.
Is cool, but it has to get recognized like a talent evaluation. I feel we got some dogs sitting on the bench, Steve. Like, everybody want to sit there and say Eli Ricks, he didn't know the playbook. Eli Ricks didn't know this. I don't care who you is. Deion Sanders didn't know the playbook. His coach would just tell him, this side of the field, you shut it down. We'll handle everything else over on the other side. But this man, we want you to just go play man-to-man. You can even see the way Eli Ricks was out there moving, Steve. He was moving like, oh, this guy's a gamer. He's a baller. And I just don't see, Steve, how do we keep that type of talent on the sideline when a lot of these guys who are getting the minutes, they're not producing, Steve. You know what I mean? And I think I heard one of your other callers, I believe it was Monday, he talking about this team is just like any other Alabama team. Man, that dude is crazy. He's looking at maybe the wins and losses. But when you look at the consistency of play, those other defenses, those other offenses, and don't get me wrong, Steve, the coordinators got something to do with it too. But these are not the same teams with the way they are playing. You know, wins and losses, okay, yeah, Alabama's had losses, you know, multiple years, one loss. But the consistency, the way these guys are playing, this team is totally different on the defensive side of the ball than those other teams in the past. And I don't know, Steve. I'm just looking at it saying, I think the free rides need to end. I think the best players need to touch the field. And for some reason, I just feel that's not our best product that's out there. I think there's too much loyalty going on. Whatever the case may be, they need to get it straightened out this week because LSU, if we can't stop that running quarterback, Steve, we in for a long game. As everybody knows, running quarterbacks always gave Alabama fits. In this defense, you can run on. So I just hope this week they get it fixed, Steve. You know, roll tide, man.
Appreciate Elijah from New Jersey coming in, always giving something to think about, something to ponder on. Appreciate that right there. We take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, this is Jay from Sheffield.
Hey, man, Jay is in here. Our guy that keeps us on the head of these coordinators. Jay, take it away, Jay.
Yeah, Steve, I just want to tell Elijah, I've been telling everybody that these coordinators suck. I've been on that train, buddy. So your soapbox is a little too long because we know they suck. And I don't understand why they don't put the best players on the field. This is kind of weird, Steve. It's like we living in a universe where Nick, he kind of like, I'm tired of winning. I want to see if I can do it with the B team talent or something. I do not know. But we need to run the ball. The second half of this season need to be strictly us running the ball, man. We know Bryce is magic, man. We know Bryce is the magic man. And can't nobody do nothing about it. Man, can we please just see an inside zone run out of the shotgun, Steve? Do you think that'll be too much to ask?
It should. I mean, Jay. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And I'll put a message out there. I'm gonna put a message out there. It shouldn't be hard to have an inside zone run from the shotgun. It shouldn't be hard for Bama to go out of our formation one time.
It shouldn't be hard to see your D lineman race to the quarterback like they used to. That shouldn't be hard either. I'm talking about strictly D linemen.
It should not.
I don't, man, Steve, I just feel like we done lost the passion, like the Alabama way. And since everybody want to go back to the past, I feel like we lost it with Tua. When Tua became our quarterback, we started all this old RPO crap and all of that. That's why we lost that game to Clemson. How we lost it to Clemson, because we did not come out and establish the run and get that big, fast, strong, aggressive D-line time. It's just that simple, man. This Bama football, you run the freaking ball and you be an immovable object on the freaking D-line. Can't nobody move you, and our linebackers run and hit people, man. Hit somebody. Our defense, Will Anderson in this too, the whole defense. I exclude Dallas Turner. Everybody else scared to hit somebody, Steve. I ain't seen nobody walk through nobody's soul in a couple years, Steve. You ain't seen nobody get hit, not even on special teams, man. Our freshmen used to make a name for themselves doing what? Coming down, knocking mouthpieces out, folks, Steve. Man, the Bama way is lost, man. Like, is they too spoiled when they come in as a 5-star and then I don't know, man. You come into this all this fancy stuff in the locker room and all that. Is that the problem, Steve?
I mean, I'm gonna say this, Jay. Some guys, man, that they got used to the Fiji water, man. They forgot what the hose pipe water tastes like.
Man, please, Steve, please. If you ever see Bill O'Brien, give him my phone number. Cause I got some things I want to talk to that man. I got
Jay,
things like
Jay, if I see him in the street, Jay, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna give it to him.
Just pinpoint me your address so I can go and come over there and smack his head. Then I'm gonna talk to him. But I got to smack it first. Man, there's no reason why we shouldn't have a running game. There's no reason why we shouldn't see a jet freaking sweep by now, man. Just a little pop pass, ain't that what they call it?
Yeah.
Man, we got Christian Leary. Man, y'all know Steve, I love y'all. Roll Tide. I'm frustrated. I just don't know what to say. 30 points against Mississippi State, man. Mississippi State, 30 points. That don't even, man. Roll Tide. I love y'all, man.
Appreciate Jay from Sheffield calling in. You know, Jay's gonna always give us our coordinated news of the day. Appreciate Jay calling in there. Gotta show some love to George Stokes with that $1.99 in the super chats. Appreciate the love there from George Stokes there. People, we got 70 likes on the show. Let's get this up to 100 right now. Just hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, smash the like button one time. Help us out right there. Make this your show, your network, platform, channel, and space to talk Bama. Quick little call topic here before the break, and that goes to one Eli Ricks, who had a game against Mississippi State on last week, getting his first career start at cornerback. Ricks forced 5 incompletions, including sharing a team-high 4 pass breakups. He gave up only 1 catch for 19 yards. It was even in the hip pocket of the receiver who made the catch on that particular play. You know, Ricks, he brought an energy on the field that this Alabama defense needed, and his play elevated Kool-Aid McKinstry, who had 4 interceptions. It elevated Brian Branch, well, not 4 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, not 4 interceptions, goodness no. But it elevated Kool-Aid McKinstry, who had 4 pass breakups. It elevated DeMarco Helms, who had 2 pass breakups. Brian Branch, who had 2 pass breakups, and Malachi Moore, who had 2 pass breakups as well. Eli Ricks, one of the defensive players of the week from Alabama's coaching staff. He was recognized by Pro Football Focus in a graphic there, and Eli Ricks, the Chuck Bednarik Award Player of the Week. So big ups there to one Eli Ricks. Guys, shout out the Bama Standard with that $4.99 in the Super Chats. Appreciate the love coming from Justin Riley and the gang over there, the Bama Standard, showing us love here on the YouTube channel. But take a break right here, folks. We'll touch that dab when we come back. We got the update on Alabama defensive lineman Justin Eboigbe and the guys that have to step up on that interior defensive line pass rush in his absence. We'll talk Eboigbe and the other defensive linemen right after this.
You know what we do at the start of the fourth quarter. We throw them foes up. But now you don't have to wait until the fourth quarter. Get your 4-finger bling necklace at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. It's the first and only logo that captures the essence of all Crimson Tide players and fans as we represent the legendary Alabama football fourth quarter dominance. Get your 4-finger bling necklace right now at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. Get yours today and stun on them haters. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, Bama Nation, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets, talking Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got the man John Ivory in the production studio. Folks, at 84 likes right now. Hit that like button. Smash that thumbs up. Give a like on the show. Trying to get this thing to 100 likes right now. Appreciate all of you for your support. All of you for the help. Hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Make this your show, platform, channel, and space to talk Crimson Tide. And right now, we look at this right here. Look at this 19 class as a 4-star. Coach Saban updated him today in the SEC coaches teleconference. So Eboigbe will not play the remainder of the season due to a procedure he had done on his neck, or to his neck, as I should say. Eboigbe's been dealing with a neck issue these last few weeks here. The reason why he has not been out there playing on the field, but they've been mentioned today that he had the procedure done to his neck, and at this point, he will not play the remainder of this season. Now, there's still an opportunity for him to play 2023 as a fifth-year senior, should he choose to take the fifth-year route and come back to the Crimson Tide, but that'll be a move that he'll have to decide there on whether he wants to choose to do that. But as of right now, according to Coach Saban, done for the rest of this season after having the procedure taken care of there where his neck is concerned. And it's it hurts because of the fact that, Eboigbe was playing well this year. He was actually stepping up. He was blowing up plays defensively in the middle. He was getting to running backs. He was creating pressure on the quarterback. He was actually stepping up. He was actually having a really strong season prior to this medical mishap here. But the old statement has always been the next man up for Alabama football. So who would be the next man up in trying to replace or trying to take over in the absence of Eboigbe? Well, here they are on screen. You look at guys like Byron Young. You look at Jamil Burrows. You look at T.M. Smith. You look at Jamarian Latham. If I have to throw a young name in there, you look at Damon Payne. Here are the guys that are going to have to step up and will need to step up moving forward down the stretch of the season. Jamil Burrows, we know he's got pass rush ability. We know he can get after the quarterback. We know he's got a motor. We know he's got the capability to put moves on offensive linemen. Byron Young, that guy's a veteran. Been here since 2019. We know he's got pass rush ability. We know he can put moves on offensive linemen. We know he can affect the quarterback. T.M. Smith, big 50. We saw him as a freshman in 2020 affect the quarterback, force fumbles, recover fumbles, stop the run, make big plays. We saw this. Jamarian Latham, 93, he came from a 1A high school, Pickens County High School in Alabama. Now, this guy was OGing it out there. I mean, just wrecking guys' souls on the field playing 1A high school football. The guy can play, can flat out play as a pass rusher. So all four of these guys, and Damon Payne, the freshman, would make five, got to step up here in the absence of Eboigbe because you need to have that interior pass rush. Alabama has not had that consistency, a consistent lead all season. Guys collapse in the pocket, not allowing the quarterback to step up and make throws confidently within the pocket, and not even batting balls down. That's what I miss. When you go back and you watch the Jaron Reeds, the Ashawn Robinsons, the Daron Paynes, the Dalvin Tomlinsons, even if they couldn't get to the quarterback, they put their big hands up, knock the ball down. That's affecting the quarterback. That's affecting his throwing lanes. We even look at here recently, Christian Barmore, Phil Mathis, they did that. If they couldn't get to the quarterback, get your big mitts up, knock the ball down, affect the throwing lane of the quarterback. We've not seen that much at all this season. So when you discuss Burrows, Byron Young, T.M. Smith, Jamarian Latham, Damon Payne, got to get your hands up, knock the ball down, affect the throwing lane of the quarterback if you can't get the sack. If you can get the sack, great. But even if you can't get it, find other ways to be effective out there on the field because you're taking on an LSU. Jayden Daniels he's an athletic, he's an explosive quarterback, and you got to account for him. You play Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, and the way that Lane Kiffin schemes up plays for him, that's going to be a challenge. Even down to Auburn with Brian Harsin and whomever they trot out there at quarterback, it's the Iron Bowl. You throw the records out of the window right there. So for this defensive line, even with the Eboigbe out for the season here, these guys have got to have an interior pass rush, step up, affect the quarterback any possible way that you can. Got to get this done here. And it goes back to Freddie Roach again, as Elijah mentioned in the call segment. Freddie Roach, I don't know how he's going to go about doing this, but you got to get the meanness out of these players. Now, I understand some guys, you got to have that already in you. A coach can cultivate it. You got to have it already in you. I don't know if these guys, I don't even think these guys got that meanness in them. And if the guys that got the meanness in them, they're on the sideline, we need to be on the field. Whatever the case may be, this defensive line has got to affect quarterbacks moving forward with an interior pass rush. Let's got to start planning this out in the bye week going forward against LSU. We go to a break right here, folks. We'll touch that down. When we get back, we take more of your calls, more of your thoughts, more of your conversations. We get back to you, the fans, after this.
Don't touch that dial. Call in right now as we're taking your calls up next on In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith. Brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Visit WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com now to get your four-finger bling necklace.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show in the streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. On a Wednesday, hump day, folks, 3 likes away from 100 likes. Hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Run those likes up, folks. We appreciate the support coming from all of you. 3 away from 100 likes. Also, all donations welcome. All donations appreciated. We thank you, the Alabama fans, for making this show what it is right here on the YouTube channel. We take your phone calls now. Go to the phone lines, 205-448-1358. Number to call in. Let your voice be heard on the show, 205-448-1358. As you're getting your thoughts in and prepared to call in. We're going to go to this second call topic, and this one is on Mac Jones, man. I don't know what's going on in New England. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what Bill Belichick is doing. But obviously he's messing something up because you got all the Patriot beat reporters are like, well, the players didn't know, or all of them didn't know, that New England was going to play backup quarterback Bailey Zapp in New England's most recent matchup against the Bears. They were going to play Bailey Zapp and pull Mac Jones. And Belichick's like, well, I told Mac that he wasn't going to play the whole game. And everybody knew that. We had plans of playing both quarterbacks. Everybody knew that. But you got several players going, well, we didn't know that Mac wasn't going to play, that Mac was going to get pulled. We even had one offensive player that went over to Mac Jones and said, bro, I'm sorry. I apologize to him. It's weird. It's really, really weird. Like, the way New England is handling this quarterback situation, it's bad. And so Mac is expected to start this week against the New York Jets. Hopefully Mac goes out here, shuts everybody up, puts up a huge performance, and just says once and for all, look, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Like, I took y'all to the playoffs last year. I took y'all to the playoffs as a rookie, 10-7. Y'all made the playoffs. I set franchise rookie passing records. Did that. I made the Pro Bowl in my first year. Did that. I understand that Josh McDaniels no longer in New England. I don't understand why you got backwards hat Matt Patricia calling the plays, the defensive guy. That's weird. Why do you have special teams guru Joe Judge helping out there? Hey, Bill Belichick, go get an offensive coordinator, for real. Don't be cheap. Get you an offensive coordinator, Belichick. Get you some receivers. Get you an offensive coordinator. Like, serious. This is not good how this is looking right now. But hopefully, Mac Jones gets this win for the Patriots against the Jets. We're going to take this call right here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Even it's hump day. It's hump day. How you feeling in Birmingham tonight? Everything good?
Everything good, Wagon. How you feeling, man?
I'm hopping around here like a young buck. I tell you what, yeah, we got a few problems here and there on the Alabama team, but I'm not too worried about LSU. They sort of got everybody maybe buying in. Brian Kelly does. I don't know. They were playing everybody but the water boy, but I don't know. I'm not too confident in LSU. What's your opinion about that? What do you think about that?
It's taken Brian Kelly a while to kind of get the people to look at him, trust him to some extent. I mean, it should be an interesting game. It should be a game to watch. But if Alabama comes out the tunnel wailing at Death Valley, knowing that it's Alabama and playing like it's Alabama, then I have no concerns.
Well, I don't either. We've got a great winning record down there. You can go back and Google it and look, see how many 30 years plus, how many wins we've had in Baton Rouge. It's really mind-blowing. But anyway, everybody's looking good tonight on the Blue Ridge game. I think we're up to 100 lights. Oh, boy, I'm celebrating now. I may take a drink of that rock tequila here tonight. I don't know. Anyway, I love all y'all. Y'all looking good. Be safe for the rest of the week. We got an off week. We sort of rest up on Saturday and get ready for next week, LSU, but I don't know about Jimbo. $94 million check. I don't think he's worried about winning any more ball games. I think he's set for the rest of his life. But I love all y'all. Y'all be safe. I'll be back on Friday. Good Lord willing. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate Wagon calling in right there. John, before we take our break, John, could you imagine, John, if you were a college coach and you were awful and you tanked and the program to buy you out had to give you $94 million? Man, you'd be set for life. Like, you could be god-awful, and your buyout is $94 million? I'd get a boat and go to Cancun. You would not hear from me again. Anyway, that's not time for another day. We're going to take our final break, folks. When we get back, we do a little preview of Bama LSU. We wrap things up after this.
If you're an avid Alabama Crimson Tide fan and you love to flaunt it, then show your Alabama Crimson Tide support by grabbing the All Bama sneakers. They feature bold Crimson Tide graphics, so no one will be able to question where your allegiance lies. When you add these sweet sneakers to your Alabama Crimson Tide collection, go to stsfootwear.com and use the code TDAlabama for $15 off your purchase. That's code TDAlabama for $15 off your purchase. Go to stsfootwear.com and get your All Bama sneakers today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, folks, we're back into the action. From the break on the hottest show on the streets, talking Bama football news. And my own words, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of TDA. Appreciate all of you guys helping us out here on the show. All the donations, all the likes, all the phone calls, all the conversations we've had here on a Wednesday. Before we wrap things up here, got to remind you of TDAwear.com. That's TDAwear.com. Make us your one-stop shop for all things Bama football gear. Clothing, we got you covered here. Whether it's the t-shirts, the sweatshirts, the hoodies, the leggings, the pants, get you the clothing today, supporting your team and your brand, giving you the Alabama football news, TDAwear.com. That is TDAwear.com. Link in the description there. Continue showing that support to Coach Saban, University of Alabama, the student athletes, and us here at Touchdown Alabama Magazine. But look at Crimson Tide and LSU. A little bit of a preview for next week. And this is good. It's good when Alabama and LSU, it means something, right? The last 2 years, this game has not meant anything at all. It's meant nothing. 2019, the game meant something because you had 9 generations worth of people at that 2019 game. I mean, you had former President Trump at that game. You had dozens upon dozens of players from both teams getting drafted from that game. That game decided the SEC West. And it's always great when you have Alabama good and LSU good, because normally when both teams are good, it decides the SEC West. And here we go again with Alabama traveling to LSU for a night game next week, November 5th at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And for Brian Kelly, for head coach Brian Kelly, he's excited about playing Alabama this time. He's really pumped up because, I understand it from a confidence aspect when he said, this is why I came to LSU. I came to LSU to take on Nick Saban. I came to LSU to take on a Nick Saban coached Alabama team. And you want confidence. You don't want your coach being scared? Of course not. You don't want your coach showing any type of fear? Of course not. So you love the confidence. Absolutely, it draws you in. You love the confidence. But at the same time, it's okay. When you were at Notre Dame, Brian Kelly, you took on Alabama in the 2013 BCS National Championship game off the 2012 season, and you got waxed in Miami, Florida. And then at Notre Dame, you took on Alabama in the 2020 Rose Bowl down there in Arlington, Texas. You got waxed 31-17 or 31-14. I know Alabama had 31 in that game. So now you leave Notre Dame, you come to LSU where you feel like I'm going to be able to compete now, right? I don't have the academic restrictions over my head. I'm going to be able to compete. I can get all the 4 and 5 stars that I want. I'm right there head-to-head with Coach Saban. This is my chance. With this LSU program, this is my chance, third time around, to get Coach Saban. And Brian Kelly, first game of the season, went pretty grim there. Lost to Florida State. Since then, LSU's improved. They're 6-2. Took care of Ole Miss last week, 40-25, or 40. No, it was 45-20. Took care of Ole Miss. Now you're hosting the Crimson Tide, hosting Alabama at Tiger Stadium in Death Valley. And, this game right here got a lot on the line here. This game right here. The winner of this game, I feel like, wins out the SEC West. But I think the bigger question is, can Bama finally show out on the road here in this matchup? Now, going back to last year, Bama has struggled on the road. Struggled with Florida in Gainesville last year. Only won by 2, 31-29. Struggled against Texas A&M on the road. Lost 38-41. Struggled against Auburn on the road. Won 24-22. This year, struggled with Texas on the road. Won by 1 point, 20-19. Struggled with Tennessee on the road. Lost Tennessee by 3. Even had a slight struggle there against Arkansas for a minute, especially when Bryce Young got hurt, but we were able to close that game out pretty strongly there. So the last 2 years, Bama has struggled on the road. It's got another hostile environment next week in Death Valley. Can it win on the road? Can it come out of a tunnel ready to play on the road against LSU? The last loss Saban suffered in Death Valley as the Alabama head football coach was 2010. There's young Saban right there. 2010 was the last loss at LSU. Alabama fell in that matchup 21-24. So, Crimson Tide, Tigers. Normally, when both teams are good, this game is good. When both teams are good, it decides the SEC West. When both teams are good, it's an incredible matchup to watch. It seems like Brian Kelly has the Tigers playing better, and he's saying this is the reason why I came to Louisiana State University to finally be able to topple, beat Coach Nick Saban. So we'll see how it goes next week. Gotta shout out the man Wayland with that $2.99 in the Super Chats. The President Wayland dropping the love there in the hat. Dancing Steven in his move zone for the final time here on this show. But as always, people, you want the best in news, notes, information, and material on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can do this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, or the Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out: iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I shall return on Friday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. You're trying to get your hands on the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine. Here's what you do. You go to touchdownalabama.com, you click join, become a member or a subscriber today. That link in the description as well. If you're trying to get the 4-finger bling necklace, 4-finger bling jewelry, courtesy of our guys that we own, thefourthquarter.com. That's we own thefourthquarter.com. That link in the description too. Well, folks, got to shout out you, the outstanding fans of Alabama football, for all the calls, all the donations, all of the chats, all of the likes, making this show your space, your channel, your platform, your area, your family to talk Crimson Tide football. Appreciate you guys. Gotta shout out my man John Ivory in the production studio doing this thing there behind the scenes. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives, appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, to not be bored and getting that schoolwork in there. Get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself, you protect the loved ones around you. Continue enjoying the bye week, getting that rest in with your Crimson Tide. Until next time, folks, I'm your man Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.